Shalom! Welcome to LJ Spurs Chat. Welcome, Dan. Welcome, Simon.
Evening, mate.
Evening, boy.
Right, yesterday, Brighton 2, the mighty Spurs 2. A weird game for me, to be fair. Came back from 2-0 down, but let's be honest, it was from two mistakes. The first goal, from my point of view, was flashbacks of last year. A absolutely criminal high line for their first goal. And for the second, I think Vicario should have saved it. That Minte is so rapid. So questions have to be asked why that line was so high. It was on the halfway line. Richarlison pulled a goal back after tapping in from close range, but on the whole, he was poor. We really need a decent striker, in my opinion. And I'm hoping that Muani, when he gets fit, he is that man and gets a run of games soon. Second half, and Spurs dominated, which not many teams will do, will they, at Brighton's own patch? We got the equaliser, deserved the equaliser after a Kudus cross from the right-hand side, hit Van Heck and flew into his own net. Spurs sat back after that, which did annoy me a bit. Thought the job was done. And Brighton had like the last 10, 12 minutes pushing for the winner. But the closest either side came to a winner was a Kudus shot, which took a wicked deflection and nearly ended up going in the top bins. But 2-0 down, especially away from home in this league, is a good point. But in my opinion, Spurs will regret those early mistakes because in hindsight, 3 away points were there for the taking. So I'll start a viewing, Simon. What do you reckon?
I mean, look, when we went a goal down, the thing was that first few minutes before they scored, I was thinking, we're going to steamroll these at this rate. Yeah. And then just one stupid mistake on that high line and we got away, scored. And that's, but it wasn't like the Bournemouth game where I was like, we were behind and we were shit. Yeah. This time we were behind, but we were still having a go. And for me, we were the better team in the first half and way better team in the second half. Then we went 2-0 down. I mean, Vic got a hand to it, and I'm thinking it didn't even change the direction of the ball.
Weird one, wasn't
it? And it was such a strange one to get a hand to it, and literally the ball didn't change direction. So yeah, that was a Vic's mistake. But to be fair, Vic's been decent all season, and that's the worst thing he's done all season. Like, you can have that one. But I all the way through the game, I still always thought we were going to get back into it. Whereas when I was watching the Bournemouth game, I was thinking even at 1-0 down, we're not in this game and we're never going to equalise. Yeah. This time, I mean, in the second half, Kudus pummeled them, literally single-handedly pummeled them. And Javi came on and he gave us a bit more on the left. And there was always that creative spark, and Lucas is having a decent season as well. So high up the pitch, we've got all the creativity and there's dynamic players up there. And the only problem we've got at the moment is you got RKM had a dead leg, and so I'm sure he would have started. And Richie just wasn't doing it in this game. When he's on it and the work rate's there and you can see something's going to happen. Yesterday, I didn't feel like anything was going to happen, and we could have crossed to him 20, 30 times and nothing would have happened. But the signs were good. I think last season we lose that game 100%. It was good to see the three of them, Bergvall, Javi, and Kudus, looking dynamic and looking like causing the defence problems. We just needed a man up top who's going to actually put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. The left wing's a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Javi playing in the middle, to see him going direct through the middle. But the way Lucas is playing at the moment, you can't dislodge him from the middle.
Shall I'm late? I just thought, I'll tell you what I will say before I move on to Dan, Simon. I don't know if you agree, because a lot of people on social media, etc., didn't even mention him. I thought that Destiny Udogie was quality yesterday. That's the best I've seen him play for a while. And I'm hoping that's because he knows now for real that he's got competition.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still intrigued to see what Spence looks like playing him on the right.
Mm. Yeah. I
mean, that's his natural position. And I think that Porro at some point is going to need a break. And I'd love to see what Spence does actually on the right.
Yeah. Well, Danny, you say you didn't get to see the game.
I watched bits and bobs of the second half, but I didn't get, obviously, a bit of a
Did you
family
see the
thing
goal?
going on.
To Brighton's first goal.
So I've seen the goals. I watched a bit of the highlights. I just think that it's early days. We're not going to lose. Look, it's a point away from home where we got flipping. We were 2-0 up last year and we ended up losing 3-2. So Brighton's a good team. Then they're not going to be. They're not no walkovers, especially at home. Do you know what I mean? They are a good outfit. They're well drilled, and they are physical, and they are a counter-attacking team, and that's what they did for their first goal. Now, yeah, the high line had flange written all over it, didn't it? Like
No, I didn't understand
straight
that.
in between. You're thinking, what the hell's going on? So I watched that, and I'm thinking, Christ Almighty, where's Van der Ven? Nowhere to be seen. And I'm thinking, Christ Almighty. And then even when he went round the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and
it's time to
pulled up
stop, and I'm thinking, Christ, even fling a leg out, dive it. Do you know what I mean? Fling your legs, because he didn't pump it in there that hard. And I'm thinking, so, but it went 1-0 down, obviously, to say like a little bit against the game of play, and then that second goal for me, Vicario's at fault there. He should be saving that all day long. He should be saving that, and it was a bit like. I'm trying to think. Last season, a couple of them he had those going on, and I'm thinking. My view is that at the moment about with Vic that you can't play down what he's doing at the moment. His distribution, I think he slows the game down massively. And his distribution's crap, but as a shot stopper, he's phenomenal. But everything else,
that's why it surprised me that
yeah. I know. I mean, a bit of distance, but I mean, look, listen, it's a point. I watched the second half, and like you say. Of years gone past, we've not added Kudos or Simons, and we've got Werner, and we've got freaking who else? I don't know. You freaking name somebody to me that's freaking been absolutely dross, and we're not doing anything. I just don't get why. I just don't think at the moment Frank knows what his ideal.
No, he doesn't apparently. Yeah,
his ideal 11 is that he can play maybe in Europe and the Premier League, and then leave the cup games to themselves, and they will kind of like pan out, and he'll do some changes, because I think the Champions League team needs to mirror what the Premier League teams. Now I know they've played midweek and they were absolute shocking, and how they got away with with winning 1-0 is beyond me, because they just looked like they had no fight in them. There was no enthusiasm whatsoever. 5 minutes and the game's dead to me, and we were lucky to get away with it. So I know it's his first game and he's learning Champions League, but come on, it's Villarreal. We were lucky to get away with 3 points. You're not going to take it. But back to the Brighton game, I just think that the second half, like I say, Simons has to start for me. He has to start nearly.
Why was he starting on the bench?
I think just because I think he played like West Ham game, and I think he may be tired a little bit. And then, like Villarreal, he started to get a little bit tired. But I think he looks tired, but actually he's probably not tired. And I know he got away with not getting sent off in that game against Villarreal. But, mate, he's quality. He's touch, his vision, his play. Just that alone just ups what Spurs need. Do you know what I mean? That Johnson and Odegaard don't give on that left-hand side. And, yeah, I agree with you. It's a shame that he's not playing in there, and that we've not... I don't think we've found that system to have him playing behind in that 10 position, and then Bergvall and either Paulinho or Bentancur. Because I think when they've tried to do that kind of system, Bergvall's all over the place, and he's just like a bit of a loose cannon. He's running all over the place. Sorry?
Bergvall was everywhere yesterday, wasn't he, Simon? Everywhere.
That's what I mean, and that's good, but it's good if you've got the blockers there, because if they're all, and like the other night against Villarreal, there was evidence where there was people getting dragged all over the place, and at one stage, all three people, our centre midfielders, went for a ball on the left hand side in the second half, and I'm thinking, what the fuck's going on there? You experienced guys, or at least two of them sort it out. But no, look, they got the deserved. Richie's been absolutely horrendous. 2 games, he's good, and now he just can't stop anything, can he? He's not going to be that player that is going to be that out-and-out striker for us. Unfortunately, I don't think we've got one at the club. I don't know whether Kolo's going to be that player unless he gets a fair crack at the whip and a fair run of things. You don't know how Dominic Solanke's going to come back. Richarlison can't do that job up there. So yeah, adding those two is good. But back to the game, they got it in the end. Do you know what I mean? The second half, they won that second half. Do you know what I mean? It was a poor first half, but a cracking second half. And Kudos just yet again showed why we need someone like him. Because if you're putting Johnson on that right wing, he's not pounding up and down there like flipping Kudos is. Do you know what I mean? I just think we're still a little bit naive at this moment in time. I think the foundations and getting to know how he wants them to play, I still think they're a little bit naive going into games. Like Simon said, the Bournemouth game was absolutely shocking. They were nowhere near at the races at that game at all. Do you know what I mean? They get away with the Villarreal games. But listen, it's a point, isn't it? So we can't grumble. 10 points from flipping 15. Do you know what I mean? You can't grumble at that. So, yeah, it is what it is. It's early days, isn't it, in the season? So we just go again, don't we?
Yeah, we're doing all right.
You can see the signs that, I mean, if you look at the three that you've got there, the Bergvall, Kudus and Xavi, that none of them were playing in those positions last year. Two of them weren't even at the club last year.
Yeah.
We had Madders, we had Becky, and we had Son playing that. And it's a whole different ball game at the moment. They're so much more dynamic than the three we had playing this time last year.
I just don't think Bergvall is that. To me, Bergvall is kind of your Conor Gallagher type player that is just all running, all legs, all over the place, diving into challenges left, right, and centre. Where the Amadas and your Simmons have got that little bit of technical ability in that final third. And sometimes I don't know whether Bergvall, at this moment in time, in his young age and he's earlier in his career at Tottenham, has that yet, if you know what I mean. I don't know whether that's his style. I think he's going to be one of those players that's going to be the engine room of a team, if you know what I mean.
I mean, what I've seen of him, the way he picks up the ball and twists and turns in tight spaces, some of the little things he does in those spaces makes me feel like Dembele, with the way he picks the ball up and moves it and twists and turns. He generally doesn't lose the ball, and so his link-up play is good.
I think what I got out of this was, firstly, Simmons has got to play in that number 10. Somehow we've got to get him in that, because every time he got the ball in that number 10 position, you looked like something was going to happen. You was expecting something to happen. So we've got to find a way. They've got to find another one. They've got to find a way of finding somebody on the left wing. If that's a gamble to put Udogie on the left wing, I don't know, because I think Udogie will be better on the left wing than Johnson, to be honest with you, because he'd actually go past a player. I think that Bergvall is extremely skillful, but yesterday was a display to me where, because he gets the ump, doesn't he, when he don't start, which is a good thing. And I think yesterday he showed quite a few flashes, but he seemed to be all over the place, trying to prove the point, trying to keep his place in the team, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Almost.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to do that though, because I think
that is what it is.
Frank can see. He knows he's got. Look, we know his quality. He's, what is he, 19?
Yeah. But he wants to be in.
He's
not
so
in
young.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I can understand that. Siemens to me is the first name on that team sheet out of all of them, because he can make things tick, can't he? Do you know what I mean?
Like Simon said yesterday, because I watched the whole game, you could see lovely little interchanges of play, one-touch football, triangles. You know, they are slowly getting to the way that Frank wants them. And in Thomas Frank's previous two teams, I think his first 10 games were near on a disaster in terms of results. So he's actually started better with us, probably because we've got quality players. But at least you can see progression. And I know a lot on social media are still moaning, but the proper Spurs fans, if they will say, if they can see progression, they'll be happy, because Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, but mate, like you say, Simon said, we're losing those games. Last year, under Ange, the mentality is nowhere near what it is now. The drive that comes from the bench, the drive that is being put on them from the coaching staff and the manager, and the drive, you just want to see it sometimes in some of the players, with the way, like the last couple of games, I mean, Bournemouth game and the Villarreal game, you want to see, how can you not want to be excited and running about that pitch playing in the Champions League game, the first one of this year, at home, under those lights? Do you know what I mean? And I know the atmosphere was shocking in my eyes. Absolutely shocking. It was so quiet. It was like the fucking library. And I think 3 or 4 times I heard the Spurs fans come out and sing and I'm thinking, Christ almighty, it's diabolical. Do you know what I mean? But you can understand that because of the way that the missed passes that were being played, forcing the play and all that lot. And yeah.
It's going to be months in a row, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Thomas Frank actually said after the game, I think maybe this was our most complete performance so far in the season. I know we conceded 2 goals, but I think actually there were so many positives overall in the game. Also, the high pressure, the man-to-man, very aggressive, the resilience in the group, the mentality is good. I spoke to the players before the game about mentality, that to go down here against a good Brighton side away from home on the back end of our first Champions League game is all about mentality. Of course, we need structure, tactics and a game plan, but at the end of the day, it's mentality to stay in there when it's tough. And I love the way we started the game away from home. We were just boom on top of it. I don't think Brighton were over the halfway line in the first before they scored. But we keep going. We stayed in the game, stick to the game plan. And I thought we looked physically strong. I thought the players looked strong and we were intense throughout the game, even though we had a midweek game. So the mentality, the physical aspect, I thought was key. And coming here, where last year we were 2-0 up and lost 3-2, now we're 2-0 down and to come back to 2-2, I think is good. And if there should have been a winner, in my eyes, maybe slightly biased, I think it should have been us. I think the amount of crosses, the amount of touches in the opponent's box, the amount of nearby chances was more than enough to win the game. I think he's spot on there, to be fair. And I don't know if you noticed. When
what was it, 44 touches in the opposition box we had?
Yeah, I've got it here. Touches in opposition's box, 44 compared to 17. 64% of possession, which is unheard of when you're playing away at Brighton. It's normally the other way around, whether you win or lose the game.
But let's face it, right? We were 2-0 down, so there were only 2 shots in the first half.
Yeah.
At that point, they had 2 shots, and they scored them both. So it was 2 silly mistakes. And the whole conversation about mentality, the first thing you want to do is, like, after your midweek game in the Champions League, you want to start. You keep up a start with a solid base, and like our attacking play was decent in that first 5-8 minutes until they scored.
Yeah,
and I think that we thought we was going to push, and if it was going to come, and we got caught napping on with a massively high line.
But this is what I don't understand. I mean, the good part of me thinks he'll look at that because he watches everything. I mean, he said before the game, I've watched all the Brighton games this year. He's a manager who studies opposition. I love that. You know what I mean? All managers should do it, really. But I can't understand, with someone with the tactical nous of Thomas Frank, you're up against that rapid centre forward for Brighton. So I cannot understand why they're on the halfway. And is that a habit? Because I can't see why Thomas Frank would tell him to do that. Or is it still getting used to 2 years of playing?
But they weren't. They weren't always on the high line, though, were they?
No, but for that goal, they were standing.
They got caught out. They got caught out with their pants down at the end of the day, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
it's a bit
normally the thing that bails you out in those situations is Mickey's pace, and he wasn't there.
Yeah,
because this reminds me of what used to really frustrate me. You know, back in the days when we all used to go on the regular at White Lane. Whenever we played Arsenal, it always sticks in my head. And as soon as I see Thierry Henry's name on a team sheet, I used to say, please to God, whoever was in charge, do not play a high line. Don't give them any space to run into. But time and time again, they stuck with it. And we got done every time Henry played against us. Do you know what I mean? I just don't understand. I'm probably being a bit picky. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, look, you know that was his name, Mansari, whatever his name. I can't remember his name now. However you pronounce it, the Brighton striker. Just fit deep in, because there are a lot of strikers that have got speed, but when you limit the space that they've got to run into, you know what I mean, at the back, some of them, they're crap. You take away that space to run into. Do you know, I'm sort of nitpicking, really, and but I was well up. I've come away from that yesterday, and normally I'd be disappointed. Normally I'd be chuffed. You know what I mean? That we come back to 2-2. I was actually disappointed at the end of that because I thought,
not to win it,
won that game.
And that's the same here. I think that a couple of silly mistakes, and we've conceded 2 crappy goals, and we should have scored way more than 2 in that game.
Where was Mickey for that goal?
The
don't
thing
even
is,
know.
like, I've watched it back, and I'm just like, he's just literally nowhere. So I don't know how far up the field he was at that point. But the thing was, though, it was like Minto went past the goalkeeper on one side, and Cootie was starting to pull up. And I was thinking, if he was still sprinting, he might have had a chance to get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was weird, man, isn't it? But I'll tell you what I think of, it's being more positive. We're defending better from corners. We're looking more of a threat from corners. There's so many things that are different from last season, isn't there?
I've got there's so many positives, mate.
Already.
You can't. Yeah, there is. I mean, look, we've had 2 seasons. Take away the cup, and we've had 2 seasons of watching poor football. We knew was going to be the same every single freaking game, no matter who we were playing, what league we were playing at, the cup games. It was always the same. Apart from we got away with it in the Europa League. So to see different how he's playing and how he's setting the teams up and all that lot. Look, we know we're not going to go through a season unbeaten. That was never ever going to happen. Do you know what I mean? In Frank's first season, but we're not getting smashed off the pitch. No. The Brighton game, we only lost 1-0. We weren't good, but we weren't absolutely okay. They had some chances.
The Bournemouth game.
Yeah, the Bournemouth game. Yeah, we weren't smashed off the pitch.
Could have been 4 or 5.
There's positives to take from tomorrow, but we are still 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, we are.
Quality, what we need. And I think that's goalkeeper, a striker, and definitely another centre midfielder for me.
And someone on the left, someone
Yeah.
We've got to stop playing people out of position on that left wing position is a problem.
Until January then, do any of you know or have you got any ideas who we could put on the left? Because he seems to have tried everyone. I mean, I would say, I know it sounds mental, just you might as well bung Udogie there because he can go past players. Johnson doesn't go past players. Odebear was poor the other day. Would you start? I know he's some stupid thing. They may be.
Having our 2 left backs though playing on the pitch at the same time is still running.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
I can't think of anyone else. I don't know if you lot have got any ideas we could put there. I don't know. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because teams are going to suss us very soon. I mean, against Bournemouth, as we were just talking about, every time Kuda's got the ball, he was doubled up on, sometimes trebled up on. And when we managed to get it out to the left, there was nothing there. That's not Frank.
I think it's a difficult side for us, isn't it? That left-hand side of the pitch.
It is massive difference.
Definitely a massive. I mean, you don't want a left footer out there. You want a left footer out there, or you want in the right winger. That's the right-footed winger to be out there so he can ping the ball in. But I mean, Simons can do it, but he's not going to take many people on the outside because he naturally wants to come into the middle. He naturally wants to come in because that's where he wants to be. So, I mean, I didn't see. I mean, how did Odebear do yesterday? I mean, you've got Tell, Odebear, and Johnson that are the 3 others other than Simons that are likely to stay there. Who's hovering around the youth team at the moment that could? The only other thing is that you play Ben Davies at left back, and you shift Spence up there and give him a turn, or give Udogie a turn.
Yeah, that's a good shout actually. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah,
make it a little bit tighter, or does he go and play? Does he go and play it differently? Does he think, right, okay, until January we play 3-5-2?
Do you know what? I was just thinking that. We're 5 on the back with the wing backs.
Yeah,
but does that affect Kudus, or does that mean the Kudus are just
no, definitely. You could. Your 3 you're going to play at the back. You are going to be Danzo and Mickey van der Ven. Do you know what I mean? It could be them. You could put Davis in there, depending on who you're playing against, depending on what the other team is. Your five across the 2 up top for me is either Kolo and. I think he could play off him up there, cause some havoc. Or you put Bergvall up there and play Simmons in front of and Benton Court. Who knows? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe we'll see it on Wednesday night. Maybe we'll try some experiments on Wednesday night in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, and I think he needs to take it a bit serious, though. I don't think he needs to be shuffling in there.
A few players and we should still beat them, shouldn't we, to be fair?
Give kudos and
But
run on the left.
I still maintain that those games we play a full strength team, put them away, and then bring the kids on. Don't start.
I've always said that. I agree with you. Yeah, I've always said that.
Yeah, get it done. Get it done early. It's at home, for God's sake. Do you know what I mean? Get 2 or 3 goals up, get it done, and then.
Well, Simon, is your mate, as you said a lot last season, Dr. Tottenham?
Well, next Saturday we're going to find out.
Wolves next, who have played 5, lost 5 with a -9 goal difference. I hate playing teams like this.
Well, last season, Dr. Tottenham showed up way too often.
They did, yeah.
And this will be one of our first tests to say, how far have we moved on from last season? Is that spectre of Dr. Tottenham? Is it still there, or have we got? As Thomas Frank keeps talking about, the mentality is like, yes, they're bottom, but we still need to take them seriously, and we need to put them away.
Well, if I was the manager, I'd be saying, get at them early, get the early goal if you can, make their heads go down straight away if you can, because this is what pisses me off, Dan, about Tottenham sometimes. And I think that half the reason, or maybe more than half the reason, why we did play so well yesterday is because we conceded. Because when it's 0-0, we slow it down so much.
Too much.
Spurs are better when they play at pace. I love Romero. I do love Romero. He's good at playing it in between the lines. But when it's 0-0, he'll walk up to the halfway line. He'll stand there. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that.
The first couple of games, were like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Messing about with the ball, it was because let's face it, if that ball's moving fast and we're moving fast,
yeah, we're good.
The other team, the opposition, they're having to move. When you've got Romero, who's coming out from the back, picking the ball up like halfway in his own half from Vicario, who's walked forward like a fucking zombie out of his box with the ball, and then either pass to Van der Ven or Romero. The other team's already in their defensive formation. We give, and last year and this year, I think we're giving teams, and now maybe that's how Frank wants to do it, but that's the similarity that I have for last year, is that we were way too slow on bring the ball out from the back.
Yeah,
we shift it fast, and we destroy teams. When we let teams get in their defensive positions, and Romero's walking forward, going like this, going like that, there's no point in passing there. Exactly, because they are set up in their defensive block. So there's no channels to pass the ball into. So 9 times out of 10, the ball will either go to Van der Ven or it'll go to Porro, then come back, then it'll go across the other side, and then they'll ping a ball across. So yeah, come on, you're supposed to be international.
Simon, when we watched it, didn't we? I was surprised, but because Thomas Frank said before, we're going to go sometimes short, sometimes long, but they went short all the time yesterday. But for once, I'm not going to moan, because they're playing out of the press was really good yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, look, most of the game was decent, and it was just we got caught out once with that high line, and then it was and as I say, another goalkeeper. It was a goalkeeper mistake for the second, but other than that, we were the top team all the way. So I mean, you dust yourself off. We fought back. We got the point out of the game. You'd hope that Wednesday is going to be an easy game, and then next weekend we get to put it right. And it's a weird fixture, though, isn't it? 8 o'clock at night on a Saturday.
Is it on the telly? Is that why?
Must be. It must be at that sort of time. And I can't see.
I think it is, isn't it?
It's not.
It's the latest Saturday night football game, isn't it?
We've got to keep the momentum going, because I'm happy with the start at the moment. I mean, as I said to you, all over social media, I do follow social media a lot to gauge the reaction, and I just think it's the times that we live in that people, if we don't win, we're shit. But I don't look at it like that. I thought it was really good yesterday.
Yeah,
if you'd have said to me before the season started, how many points do you think we'd have after 5 games?
Yeah,
I'd probably say about 10, but I wouldn't have said that we'd have gotten the way we got them.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. Good man. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you look at the league and it's all over the place at the moment. None of the promoted teams are in the bottom 3.
Hey, and I'm not being funny. It's not many times like today. I know I was travelling back from down south, but I actually watched Man City just sit in
I watched that.
And go really defensive. But the one lapse,
Yeah.
4 flipping minute, too high up the pitch, long ball.
Good finish, to be fair to him, even though they're
Martinelli.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
But I said to Harry,
So-
Harry was screaming at the telly going, "Oh, fucking hell, Arsenal scored." I said, "Look, to be fair, though, a draw's a good result for us."
Yeah, let's face it. It keeps the league true, doesn't it, at the moment?
I don't think... I'm trying not to be too biased here, because if you take the Bournemouth game out of it, I think we've looked good. And I don't think anyone else has looked good. I know Liverpool are winning, but they're not playing well at all.
That's the frightening thing, though.
They're looking good. They're looking good in extra time.
Crap.
Yeah.
Well, when it clicks, the league's got a problem.
But I think we can get at their defence. But yeah, I think we'll be all right. I do worry about when we come up against the so-called better teams, like the scum. No, we play City, Liverpool. The left is really bugging me, man. The left. Did you see Savinho come on today?
Yeah, he looked, mate. He didn't. He
don't want to be
away,
there.
and
He don't want to be there, mate.
His head's not in it.
I mean, if you said who's the top 4 going to be at the start of the season, and in my head it was Liverpool winning the league, and then the next 3 was probably going to be Arsenal, City, and Chelsea. But Chelsea are all over the place. City are all over the place. Arsenal don't look that scary, to be honest. I mean, they play some pretty football, but they look about as threatening as we did yesterday at times. And it's just like
they've kind of like got 2 players now, haven't they? And if you take those players out of their game, then I don't think they're much cop. Arsenal.
They don't look like they're going to. I know I'm going to be an hypocrite. Look, I know they scored today. They didn't look like they were battering City, but they didn't look like they was going to score from open play. And I've been saying that for a while against Arsenal.
Yeah. You watch them play, and they don't look like they're going to score. They look like there's all this tippy tappy, but they don't look like that threatening at all.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, you're right, but I did miss out some, and I will apologise. I think that Crystal Palace have looked decent this season, and I do really rate that manager.
Well, there's only 2 undefeated teams, isn't there? Palace and Liverpool.
I think they're looking really good. He's a really good manager, that bloke. You know what I mean? And I hope they get Europe again after the way they was treating the Europa thing. I think that was out of order. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add, lads? We're all happy, really, aren't we? We've had a draw. We're happy. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, look, we haven't been at our best yet, and you can see what they're trying to do.
Well, you just said
it feels like the week on week there's progress.
Yeah,
and if like Liverpool have been not that great, and but Liverpool are where Liverpool are. We're doing what we're doing, and I don't think we're anywhere near what our best or our potential at the moment. You can see what they're trying to do, and you can see its progress.
Liverpool are 2 or 3 years ahead of us. At least.
Yeah. What do you think, Dan, about? Because I've seen mixed things on this about Vicario. Because I know he let.
I'll be honest. You know what my opinion is. I'm not the greatest of fans of Vicario. I just think he's too erratic as a shot stopper. Phenomenal, but I don't know. I think we've got to give. He needs to give Kingsley a game in that full 11.
He'll play on Wednesday, I'd imagine, won't he?
Yeah, but he's not going to. He's not. I don't know whether they'll. Is he going to put a proper 11 out to start with? This is the thing. Do you know what I mean? You don't really want to have a makeshift back 4 on, because then it kind of like you're putting Kingsley under pressure straight. I think Kingsley is an excellent goalkeeper, and I think he's again when Andrew's in there, I think he'd been done.
I think he's got a fairly strong side, Dan, because the people from above have said we want to compete in every competition we're in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'd like to see Kingsley be given a chance in the next couple of games. To be honest, give Vicario a bit of a rest, and I mean that. I'd like to see him start Tuesday and then go and play against Wolves on Saturday. I just think that he needs to have this chance. There's no point in having a number 2 goalkeeper if you're not going to pay him. And not being funny, he's a quality goalkeeper. His distribution is cracking. Do you know what I mean? It's better than Vicario's, but we'll see. At the end of the day, Frank will do what he thinks is best. But that is the one position that I would be. And how old's he now? 29.
I think so.
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
28, 29. Yeah, he's. I can see why people are a little bit twitchy about him still.
What about you, Simon?
yeah.
For Cardiff?
Well, look, I mean, he's only really dropped one clanger so far this season, but it was a horror. I mean, to get his hand on that and not even change the direction of the ball, as I was saying earlier, I don't know what he was thinking. I know it was coming at him at pace and it was kind of moving around a bit.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because he is a good shot stopper, but I don't know if Dan's agreeing with me here. But I watched the whole of his game, and I don't feel confident on his corners.
I never feel confident when he's in.
Sometimes he's just not in control. I think there was an incident the other day against Villarreal when I can't remember who it was. I don't know, it might have been Van der Ven was like ushering it to go back. He was letting him roll back. He didn't do it. Things like that, you know. He just, I don't know.
He's 28, by the way.
Vicario goes down. Yeah,
he could have done.
I think he's hit the nail on the head there, isn't he, Anton?
He's bang average, though, isn't he?
He did it twice. You looked like he was going to come and then backpedaled. There was 2 occasions when he did that, and I think if he probably should have just come.
Yeah,
he started and then went back.
The thing is, Denham on the other side of the fence, like you said, Simon, earlier, he saved us on many occasions, and it's difficult. But in these days where you do rely on distribution, he ain't got it. This is what really annoys me as well about not just Tottenham. You know, you build up from the back, it ends up a defender on the edge of the dot, and they just lump it forward anyway.
Yeah,
just think, do you know what I mean? Like we could have moved it along, but they didn't. Sorry, Simon.
I mean, with Vic, the one question I've got is he better, or is just our defence in front of him better? Because he last season he looked nervous, but at times, what did he have in front of him? He had like a young lad who was being played out of position in centre back, and Ben Davies being played alongside him. So Archie and Ben are in there, and you got Vic flapping at stuff because I don't think he feels as confident as he does when he's standing behind Mickey and Cootie. So it's kind of like, is he better or is the defence better? I don't know.
But he dreaded going out. I'll tell you what was a strange thing. It just reminded me of actually yesterday. It did annoy me a bit, and again, I'm nitpicking. We've got the second goal. Right, let's go and try and get the third. But no, they thought the job was done, blah, blah, blah. Maybe they were knackered after pressing, I don't know. And then Frank put on Archie Gray. And that baffled me, that did. I thought, surely for the last 10 minutes, you'd put Sarr on for his energy. Because again, I don't want to moan too much, Archie Gray was ineffective again. It's just, I should have gone out on loan. But I'm nitpicking now, you know what I mean? But I always nitpick, you know what I mean? If we play well, I'll look for bits that could be improved and vice versa. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's a confidence thing with Archie. Because I was watching him train the other day. I don't know if you see Danny on the training video. He looked well good.
Yeah. I just think he's unfortunate at this moment in time because we've got Paulinho and Frank obviously has a 3 that he likes in there. And whether it's either Paulinho or it's Bentancur that's starting, one of those 2 is definitely going to be starting, depending on which game. You'd like to think that Archie Gray is going to be given time.
Another one maybe for
to grow into to be growing into that position, and I like him. I think he's a quality. I think he could be a quality player.
He could be, yeah.
Because he's played most of the last year out of position, right back, left back, flipping centre half. Then he's asked to, and then when he's come into his natural position that he wants to play, he just looks like it's well over his head, and he's all at wash. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know where he should be being. But last year, you're asking him to play in that team that didn't know where the fuck they were. They didn't know what was going on. So 1 minute they're up there, and the next minute you're having to chase back and goal. So you can't judge him at the moment. He's such a young lad. Yeah, his position. He's had to play a defensive role for so long that now he actually doesn't know. Well, actually, if I get the ball, am I to look to punt it forward? Do I have to go back to the goalkeeper? What am I doing?
Right. Well, I was at the Burnley game, and him and Lucas started that in the middle together. And I don't want Frank to do that again anytime soon.
No good.
But Archie just looked really out. Even though it was only Burnley, he looked a bit lost. and it took him till the second half to really get going. Once he got going, he was all right, but he was pretty poor in that first half, and he didn't look like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who give a shout out to as well, as I seem to do every time we come on here, is Paulinho. Apparently, I can't remember that. It might be 51, but correct me if I'm wrong on that. He's already had the most amount of tackles this year, this season.
He's amazing.
He's some player, isn't he, man?
Yeah, we've got to keep him fit.
We've been looking to get someone like him for donkey's years. I mean, I know Basuma was supposed to be, but bloody hell, he's miles above Basuma.
The thing is, if we're up against someone tough, having Paulinho and Bentancur, because I reckon if Bentancur wasn't playing against Villarreal, we probably lost that game as well.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, he was everywhere again.
Yeah, I mean, he was everywhere then. The pair of them are quality.
All right, what's the point, FC? Listening in the background, yeah. I blame him. Yeah, he's one of my favourite players, Paulinho, in a minute. He does a lot of work what people don't see. A lot of the dirty work, but he always thinks,
cool. Both. They both do that role, and they do
socks off every game, doesn't he? What's he saying now? Our forward line is shit.
It's not the whole forward line. No.
It's not the whole forward line.
It's just the striker position.
Yeah.
And the bit that still frustrates me is the left.
Yeah, that is massive for me. But yeah, I don't want to moan, but you're right there. I was hoping someone would say that. Yesterday, Kudos was outstanding again, but he did try and hold on to the ball. But I did see it. It was a great move. Did you see that move, Simon? I don't know if Danny see it on. I don't know if he showed it on the highlights. Kudos went down the right-hand side, squared the ball to Bergvall, who run over it to dummy it, and that was when Simmons side.
Yeah, and then Xavi pulled it wide, didn't he?
That would have been a great goal. That would have been a terrific goal.
He just didn't connect.
I don't know what he was trying to do. If he'd just put his laces through it.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that if he can start playing a few games, he will. Yeah. The flow isn't there. No, I think it's going to take time. You've got Kudus, what's new up there. You've got Xavi up there. Richarlison. I mean, I saw another instance yesterday. I don't know if you remember it, Simon. Kudus had the ball on the right-hand side, cutting. He could have played the slide ball through to Richarlison, but you could blatantly see he was thinking, what's the fucking point? Do you know what I mean? You can tell. Because you put yourself in that position, don't you, Dad? You think, I'm not going to bother.
Mate, listen, as we've said before, he's had 2 good games. He scored 3 goals, right? He scored 2 goals against Burnley. Looked okay. But it's no injustice like to Burnley. But the 2 goals that he scored, he had fucking so much space around him. Do you know what I mean? So to score those 2 goals, but he just doesn't. He just doesn't get it.
No. There was a cross from the right-hand side, Simon. You might remember this better than me. Again, it was Kudus. Pinged the ball to the back stick. I know Richarlison was marked, but he should have headed it on target. And it just you want him to do well because he loves the club.
Yeah, I know.
Love players at Housery, but he's Marmite, isn't he? There's no in between. And if you want to go far in big competitions, you need a forward that you think if we get one chance, just one chance, we'll score. And I don't think he is that man.
Yeah, we need at least Solanke back and Colo to come in.
Yes. As I said earlier, before you come on, what's the point? He was running around trying it. It was blatantly at his age. You could see what he was trying to do. I want to run everywhere. He was absolutely everywhere, trying to keep his place in the team. He was. You could see that was exactly what he was like. A lot of schoolboy was.
How long did Sarr play, or did he not play at all?
Well, Sarr didn't come on, did he, Si?
It didn't come on at all, did he?
No, I was really surprised.
He'd be playing Wednesday then, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he is doing a pretty good job at rotating it. People moan, but you just got to go with it.
Yeah,
that's right. There, final third is going to need time. It's going to need time.
You can see what they're trying to do. It's just not quite clicking at the moment.
Yeah, but the progression's there. You can see what he's trying to do. And to be honest, I quite like Frank. I mean, I'd play for him. I would. I'd want to play for him. Do you know what I mean? He tries to keep
definitely.
It's just, I don't know. It's just that left thing's going to bug me. I'm going to have to see. I'm going to have to look into that like a ball in old
Richie out there.
Richie can play left, can't he?
Yeah, I reckon he might maybe do. He may do that. I think he's going to have to do that. Put Richie out there.
Because I don't think playing Richie up the middle is right at the moment.
No. But he can
the only problem was that RKM had a dead leg, didn't he, or something?
Yeah.
But the thing what frustrates me, Simon, about your mate, because you do like Odegaard, don't you? He skipped past the defender once, crossed it in, and I thought, that's it. Do it again, do it. He didn't do it again. I don't. Oh.
Yeah, it's like he's been told not to.
His confidence is low.
Yeah, that's true. I don't understand. I've never understood. I don't get it. And we've been hammered, haven't we, Danny, moaning about him, to be honest.
He honestly, mate, this is the thing, right? Is he actually a Premier League player, or is he just a player that's good at arriving at the back post? Do you know what I mean?
Know who can tell me, or anyone else on here can tell me.
He's not actually a winger, is he?
No. About this Muani, because I speak to Harry, who loves his stats and all that. And he said, Dad, don't get too excited about Muani. But I don't know too much about him. So I want him to become the main man, but I don't know if any of you two are confident that he will be the main man. I don't know if any of you two know.
I mean, it sounds like Dom's a little while away. He's back on the grass, but I don't think he's anywhere near starting.
Do you know much about Muani, Si?
Not a heck of a lot. I mean, you don't get picked up by PSG if you're a complete mug, but obviously it has not worked out for him there, and that's why they loaned him to us.
He went to Juventus, and for the first 5, 6, 7 games, he was on fire. Then I don't know what happened then.
And then he just fizzled out, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know, I suppose with so many young players, Bingo, you're going to get ups and downs in it, but the future is bright, you know.
Yeah, it is, but we still. I mean, who I've watched a couple of times is Lancashire, and he is banging goals in. And I know he's playing fucking down there, but
he's just
he's playing so well at the moment. It's unbelievable, and it makes you wonder: do you bring if we don't get somebody in flipping January, do we bring him back? Do we say and give him a fucking run of games? Do you know what I mean? Because at least he's a striker. I can't even class Richie as a striker.
No, it's difficult, isn't it?
And that Tolo, if he was that good, Juventus would have gone in and paid the money for him. They would have broke the bank.
I think the reason they don't, that comment there, they don't release the ball quicker in the final thirds is exactly what I just said. You know what I mean, if that had been Harry Kane in Richarlison's position when Kudus could have done that slide rule ball, he would have played that slide rule ball. This is the problem. Yeah. Just as you think Richie's turned the corner, he goes shit again. Yeah, he does miss chances, and Harry told me this and all, because he's been after getting Simmons for ages, Harry has. But he told me, Dad, he has scored some blinders, but he misses a lot. But at least if he's in the number 10, he can set people up. He's obviously got the vision for it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a good signing, Simmons, you know what I mean? But we're desperate for a...
Christ almighty, he's only 5 games into into a new club, in a new league.
Yeah. But I'm quite happy with him, man. And I'm not one of those people, because I've seen a lot of hate going towards Solanke now. I love Solanke, I did. And sometimes you can't...
Why should there be hate towards him?
Well, because he's injured.
Yeah, but fucking hell.
Honestly,
if you're training...
You know what I mean? But you can sometimes say, or not realise how good a person is, Dan, can you, until they're not there. And holding up the ball-wise, if nothing else, Solanke was on it for us last season.
Yeah, that, though. It's dragging the defenders. Many times he dragged players and central defenders left and right. He dragged them out with these runs. Do you know what I mean? Look, there's nobody like Harry Kane. There's no striker like Harry Kane in the world. I'm sorry, there isn't. He's phenomenal. He's just proved the stats again. Do you know what I mean? With what he's doing.
It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah, Kane would have had a hat-trick.
Yeah.
He would have done. He would have put that ball in the back of the net so easily because he knows where it is. But he is a striker that's gifted.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It really is, because it looks like Richie's going to be the main man for a while until Solanke comes back. But I think, considering he hasn't got probably the full squad yet and injuries and stuff, you know, can't put Kuvalevski even on the left. Maddison was often playing on the left, drifting in. Can't put him out there. So we're going to be patient. But that patience, project, and profit are 3 words the Spurs fans hate. There's no such thing. Yeah. Well, we're buying Harry Kane back in January, 54 million.
Yeah. Has he got a better chance of winning the Champions League with Bayern or with Tottenham?
Oh, I don't think they'll win it, mate, to be honest with you. But they played well against Chelsea, didn't they? Oh, look at that stat he's come up with. 98 goals.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Yeah, but let me ask you this, what's the point, FC? Tell the truth, right? Would you rather win the Bundesliga with Bayern or win the Europa League with Tottenham? Answer that one. I am being biased, I'd know, but I'd rather win the Europa League. If he'd have won the Champions League and not the Bundesliga, it was a different thing. You know what I mean? But I'd rather win especially coming from a young lad at Tottenham. I'd rather win it because I'm not slagging Kane off. I'm not, but it's not great, is it, man? The latter, man. Thank you, sir. Maddison looks much better than Simmons. I'm going to have to disagree with that one on some. It's going to kick off here in a minute. We're going to have an argument. Maddison is nowhere near as good as Simmons. And Simmons, like Danny said, he's only been here 5 minutes. Win the Europa with Spurs, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
absolutely. He'd want to win something with Tottenham. That's his boyhood team. Do you know what I mean?
The good thing is, when Maddison returns, I'd get beer and alcohol. When Maddison returns, he's going to have to raise his game because to get in the team, he's not guaranteed to get in now. And competition, theoretically, is supposed to make players play better, isn't it? Nah. Well, let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see.
I mean, this is the thing. We've got Decky and Madders to come back at some point, and that creates that competition for them spots, and hopefully.
And Solanke.
Well, yeah.
I think
but I'm not sure that's competition for spots though. If Solanke's back, Solanke's in.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Maddison, I'll let Danny argue this one because he loves Simmons. There you go, Danny's one for you, Jeff. I can't really answer that question because I haven't seen Simmons over here long enough. That's all
come Christmas when he's adjusted more. He'll be absolutely. He'll be if he's played in his right position. He'll be a good player. I think Maddison is generally past it. I love Maddison, and I was so happy when he came to Spurs. But too often than not, he doesn't show up in big games.
Yeah.
But his eye.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to plug something. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Jeff. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What's the point, FC? We'll have a little thing here. If Maddison, right, ends up being better by the end of the season, or even maybe I'll be back by January, I will give you free one of my new limited edition LJ mugs, which are coming very soon. Have I showed you them, Dan?
No, I've not seen them yet.
Yeah, I've got them coming at the end of the month. So you can have that point. You can be the first recipient of the LJ Spurs Chat mug. He's got a huge forehead. Oh dear. No, as long as he hits the ball in with that. Look, you've got two of us here that have got massive forehead. Danny's is, well, we've got 2.5 big foreheads here, mate. So we ain't going to comment on that, are we? Lee, you're right there, Chaff. I don't think
he's not back till next year.
I am with Danny on the. I think it's going to be extremely difficult for him to come back after that injury,
especially with his age.
And I did get it,
but then you say that Benton Cole's having a good season now, so he's had ACL.
My wife got my own mug with my own name on it. I have a big ego. I'll tell you what, then, mate. I'll send the mug to your wife. No, I just think we should have listened. I'm not going to be an hypocrite. We should have listened to the Leicester fans because when we signed Maddison, I was really excited. I'll be honest with you. I thought that's what we need. But I didn't listen to the Leicester fans that said he'll have 4 or 5, 6 games to be brilliant and then he'll get injured. Then he'll come back and that's it's exactly what they said, ain't it?
That is that, and he can't last a game.
No. Less supporters had the same. Yeah, see, there you go. That's what I just said. Yeah. I could take your wife on holiday. I can't afford it, Jeff, to be honest with you. Maybe after I've sold some of my LJ's mugs. I'll tell you what I have got in the drive. I've got a nice trailer on in front of me drive now. You can have. It's nearly finished. You can take it away in that. That's about it then, isn't it, lads?
Yes.
It's been a good weekend for Spurs. Not necessarily results-wise, but it's still a point away from home. The performance is better. The progression is there. And we move on to Doncaster. I'm hoping we win that. And I'm praying to God that Simon doesn't post anything from now until Saturday about Dr. Tottenham. But he will do. Now I've said that.
I'm keeping Sturm. I mean, anything other than 2 comfortable wins this week, and I'll be disappointed.
I just think we've got to keep going the way we're going. Like we said earlier, other teams like Liverpool, they haven't hit it yet, and I think there's a lot more to come from us. And we've just got to give Thomas to Frank engine time. And I think we'll be fine.
Positive thinking. We're 5 games in.
And if we can win a domestic cup this year, all good. Isn't it? Right, lads. That is it. See what Wednesday brings. And thanks for coming on, lads.
No worries, mate.
And we will see you very soon.
Yes.
On to everyone. Come on, you Spurs.
Chili Pips.